What up, everybody? It's your boy Zach the King up in this motherfucker, man. Hey, what I need you to do is hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know and you can help the channel grow, man. I've been noticing that the views been going up a little bit, especially on them shorts. But, man, we need to get back to thousands of subscribers, man, so, we can run these motherfucking videos up. Some of my old videos had tens of thousands of views, man. We need to run this shit back up. But, yeah, hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know you can help the channel grow, man. Now, tonight, I got to do two separate videos on two separate people. And we're going to be talking about rats tonight, man. Like, ratting, snitching, telling, informing, cooperating, all that shit, man. Like, first up is this YSL Woody character. Now, I done dropped a couple videos on the YSL shit, what's going on with that. Free Young Thug, because it ain't looking too good for bruh, especially with these motherfuckers that's been telling and ratting and snitching, man. Like, like the worst type of snitch is the type that is snitching on one hand and still trying to be a gangster on the other hand, man. And this is why, like, a nigga like me chose to get the fuck up out the streets because, I don't hang out with no rats or no nothing like that. But it's like you never know who's gonna snitch, man. Like, you never know who's gonna snitch. And I've had situations in the past where I've had to cut off my right hand to save the body, meaning that I was hanging out with a motherfucker who ended up snitching on another one of our bros, man. About some shit that didn't even have nothing to do with bro. You feel me? But I'm not the type of, it had to do with a situation with me and him, but he got caught. And, in order to get himself out of that situation, he told on another one of our bros. You feel me? Now, thankfully, he didn't say nothing about me, but they had me already in the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? All they needed him to do was to confirm that shit. But, like, this was probably like 2010, and I've replayed in my mind a lot of the reasons why he probably didn't roll over on me. You know what I mean? But he rolled over on another bro, and I'm not the type of nigga to be like, oh, well, he ain't tell on me, so I can still keep kicking it with him. Nah. I cut bruh off. You feel me? I cut him off, and that shit, like, fucked me up for a few years. That, damn, like, I done did hella dirt with this nigga, you know what I'm saying? And I thought he was solid but, I should have seen just how he acted in other types of situations that, like, sometimes little shit about people will lead you on to the bigger shit about their character. What we talking about now is like character, you know what I'm saying? Like, he has some faulty things about his character that I didn't like, but it didn't never really affect me, but on down the line, it's like, damn, even though those things about his character I didn't like, it still didn't ever make me think like, damn, this nigga's a rat, like he's a potential rat in the future. You know what I'm saying? But that, I'm just telling y'all that because you never really know about people. Like, I would have bet the house on this nigga, to keep shit solid at one point because we did so much dirt together. But sometimes you don't know nothing about a person until you know about that person, meaning you find out in that instance, meaning, we also never got caught up until this situation that I'm referring to happened to where, he was never really tested like that. Now, yeah, we done did a lot of gangster shit together, but when you're not caught for none of that gangster shit, you don't know how a person is going to bend or fold in the situations. You feel what I'm saying? So it bring me to this YSL Woody shit. If you haven't seen the social media posting it, this nigga YSL Woody had a 3-hour interrogation where he had gotten caught for a pistol. This is a couple of years ago, maybe like 2020. And it was just sickening to watch this nigga trying to do and say any little thing he could and pin any little thing that he could on other people to get out of the current situation that he was in. Now, The video is up. You can go watch it. You know what I mean? And in this video, he's getting caught for a pistol. Now, obviously, he's already, as you watching the video, he's worked with the female detective before on telling, because they keep referencing past times where he told some information and he didn't get in trouble. But this time they letting him know, like, hey, we can't do nothing for you, bruh. Like, you gonna have to. They trying to get information out of him, but the only thing that they're telling him is that they can refer his cooperation to the district attorney, and then they'll make a decision on that. But, as of right then in that time, they couldn't do nothing for him, but they were still trying to get information out of him. And they didn't really have to do too much because he's over here dry snitching about so much shit. This nigga's going as far as to tell the police officers that Young Thug is wanting to snitch or wanting people dead so bad that he's sloppy and that he's stupid, and that if they let him go right then, he'll get Young Thug on FaceTime and he'll get him to admit all the shit that he's saying to corroborate, everything that he's telling these people just to be let out. He's talking about people's going to get murdered that night, and he'll tell them if they just let him go. He's talking about all kind of shit, like setting people up, you know what I mean? And it was just sickening to watch. Like, like I said, it brings me back to the worst type of rat is a motherfucker who is doing the shit undercover, but still coming out and portraying to be a gangster. You feel me? And that's why, again, like, if you in the streets, man, like, some people don't really have no choice. Thankfully, I got out the streets. I don't do no crimes. I'm not involved in no crimes whatsoever. Like, I get it on the muscle on my motherfucking brain. You know what I mean? Like, my own intelligence is how I make money now. You feel me? And my intelligence, even when I was in the streets, not to say that I was, I always tell people, like, when people find out or they know or they was involved with certain stuff, they be like, man, how did you get away with all this stuff? And I used to be arrogant and be like, oh yeah, man, I stay 10 steps ahead, you know what I'm saying? Or luck. But nah, bro, it was just like, I was blessed, man. I was really blessed by God. And God knew what I didn't know at the time, is that I wasn't going to be like that for the rest of my life, and that I had other goals in life that I was going to get to, and that I'm still getting to, and that I've already gotten to. You know what I mean? So he's seen, I didn't know, but God knew, you know what I mean? So it was up to me at a certain point for the light bulb to click in my head, like, hey man, this street shit ain't gonna last forever. Let's get up out of here while we can. And that's what happened. And I've been straight for years now, but I still, somewhat live by street code as far as like my own personal morals, as far as like the snitching shit. Like, it's just not cool. Like, I can't do it. Like, you know what I mean? Whether you snitching out on somebody at work, whether you snitching on somebody, like, I'm considered a civilian. So somebody, in my position could use the past like, oh, well, shit, I'm a civilian now. I ain't been in the streets. I ain't no street nigga no more. But it's like I still got my own personal morals of shit that I am going to do and I'm never going to do. You know what I mean? Like, meaning what I am going to do is, have money, have heart. It's tattooed on me. Meaning, if I ever gotta go back, if this legit shit don't ever work out, say it don't in the end, I can always flip the switch and go back to doing whatever I gotta do to make sure that my family is going to eat and get taken care of at that time being. You feel me? But like I said, I'd rather take all of the knowledge that I know I have and applying it to one thing and applying it and use that to apply to another thing. You know what I'm saying? So like, You just never know who's going to tell these days, man. People have so many reasons and justifications for telling. Some people ain't never did no time. They can't do the time. But I'm a firm believer, if you do the crime, do the time. If I ever would have got caught for any of them shits that I ever did, I would have just did my fucking time, because I already knew what the consequences could have been for some of that shit, man. And just to watch this YSL Woody nigga, just get in this interrogation room, and I couldn't even watch all the shit. Like, it was making me sick. Like just to see people fold and throw other people under the bus that's probably taking care of them in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? It's just like sickening, and like, that's why if you in the streets and if you got a choice, I mean, everybody got choices, like E40 say, but if you got a way out, like, get out. You feel me? Because it ain't gonna last forever, bruh. Like, this is more of a video. Yeah, we talking about YSL Woody, but this is like, as I'm talking, it's like more of a message to anybody. Like, like trust me, people who really know me, like, I'm motivation to them now because they know all the kind of shit I was into and what I was getting into, and a lot of people who know me don't know a lot of that shit because I ain't the type to be chatterboxing about a bunch of shit. If you was there, then you know. If you wasn't, then you probably don't need to know. You know what I mean? Because people talk, and third, fourth, fifth party information can still get somebody put in prison. You feel me? Now, I could talk about shit that the statute of limitations is already over with. Like, I ain't finna talk about no shit that could still come back to haunt me. But if I do ever drop a story on YouTube about some shit, it's because I know that, like, for one, you can't never prove that this shit is true. And two, you know what I'm saying? The statute of limitations, even if you could prove it was true, is over with. So whatever, you feel me? But, it's plenty of shit that I'm going to take to the grave. And I hope that other people, whoever was there in them situations, take to the grave, because I ain't always been, the person that I am now, but I was like Tupac said, I ain't never did a crime I ain't have to do, man. I had to get it at certain points in my life. You feel me? And, just however I had to get it at that time is however I got it. You know what I mean? But like I said, man, like, at some point it came to a reality to me that if I keep down the path that I'm on, especially like when I have my youngest son, that's when I really turn the curve for the better, and then at the same time is when my oldest son came to live with me. So now I have a young son who I'm not trying to miss out on any life of. And I got an older son who, is watching everything that I do. And mind you, my son has seen me do some street shit, but it was for a purpose. He understands now that the little bit that he did get to see, it was all part of the plan of me transitioning out of that situation into where I'm at now. And with that, I was able to take him and put him in a better situation to where he know, like, bro, it's okay to work a job, my nigga. It's okay to work a job. It's okay to go to school. Like, y'all niggas don't gotta sell drugs and gang bang and do none of that other dumb shit that's gonna lead you to prison. You feel me? Because some of y'all watching this or might watch this in the future, y'all can't do the time. You can do the crime. Anybody's capable of doing crime. Anybody is. It's people right now that have never done a crime ever who are probably like, I'll call the police on somebody. But if they was ever put in a situation, they might have to do a crime one day, given however life takes a turn. You know what I'm saying? But those same people, if they wasn't already built on that foundation of having morals and principles and certain shit to stand on, they probably is going to end up telling on somebody. We see it all the time, man. We see it with niggas who did grow up knowing right from wrong, and when it comes to street code and shit like that, and they still be telling, you feel me? And that's the difference between a snitch like 6ix9ine and these niggas, like Gunna and motherfucking Boston Richie and motherfucking YSL Woody type niggas. Is 6ix9ine was just like, fuck it. You know what I mean? He came out with it, and I'm not condoning anything that he did. He came out with it and he owns up to his shit. But these niggas right here is getting caught and still trying to make justifications that they're not snitching. Now, the thing that 6ix9ine and these other niggas got in common is that they're all rats, but they still trying to be gangsters, though. You feel me? Like, we see 6ix9ine all the time still trying to be a gangster. Like, bruh, Like, you should have rode off into the sunset somewhere, shut the fuck up, and got money however you got money, but you still out here still trying to press the line and antagonize people. And, you know, a lot of, you know, every dog has their day, man. When you bring the energy that you put out is the energy that you're going to get back at some point. You know what I mean? Look at Alpo. Alpo was a fucking famous rat, got away with ratting for all this time, and what happened to him? Karma caught up to him. He didn't get killed for snitching, but he went out like somebody did that would be snitching. You feel what I'm saying? So the message, I guess you could say, you know, even though this video was about YSL Woody snitching in that interrogation video, go find it, man. Like he's saying, I done heard like 5 to 10 different things that he was trying to come up with to get up out of there and throw people under the bus and calling out people's names and shit. And it was just sickening, like, you know, but the overall message in this video that I guess I didn't know I was going to get to is that, like, bro, it's okay to be legit. It's okay. You know, like, let me tell y'all something, man. Like, I've been in the streets, man. I was in the streets for a lot of over half my life. You feel me? Even in the military, I was still in the streets once I got off of work. You know what I mean? And people can vouch for that. Still doing street shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like none of that shit ever took me farther than being a legit person took me. You know what I mean? Once I made the transition to stop, you know, doing street shit, like, and really stop, like, that shit has took me way farther in life than, you know, having to look over my shoulder because I know I did this or I know I did that. You know what I mean? So, you know, hey, get it how you live. I'm also a advocate of getting it how you live. So this message ain't gonna be for everybody, man. Some people just is like, fuck it. You know, if certain shit would have happened and I would have got caught for those crimes and other things would have happened, I would have had strikes on my records and shit like that, we probably wouldn't even be talking about this right now, because I probably still would have been done, gave up hope a long time ago and been like, fuck it, nigga, I'm thugging for life. You know what I mean? But luckily, you know, like I said, God had a different plan for me. You know what I mean? But again, like, you can be legit in life. Now, some people, they just already in it, you know, and I like to say that it ain't never too late, you know. But for some people, it's just never going to happen. So let's just be a realist about certain people and personalities. Some people just ain't gonna ever change, you know what I mean? And that's just who they are, and that's just who they're going to be. So this ain't for you. But for the people who might watch this, who like still got a chance, bro, don't end up like one of these niggas to where you in a situation and then you gotta find out what you made of, because like Gunna, you know, he was rapping about gangster shit, but when it came time, you know, he realized, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, YSL's a gang, yes, ma'am, I have further knowledge that they have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang. Like, come on, man, you know what I mean? And I ran it a little bit too long about what I wanted to talk about in this, but god damn, man, like, just this shit is sickening, bro. Ratting is sickening, even though I'm a nigga who's not doing no crimes, who's not in the streets. The street nigga in me is just still disgusted by seeing this shit of niggas who are portraying to be gangsters. Now, if you just an average person and you ain't doing no crimes and none of that kind of shit, you know, this ain't, I'm not talking about them type of people. You know what I mean? Like, they just doing their job whenever they call the police on somebody or they witness something or they give information. I'm talking about the niggas who are portraying to be gangsters, bruh. Like, the shit is sickening to watch this shit, but it ain't gonna stop. So this ain't the first or the last video. Like I said, I'm gonna make a whole nother video in a second about another situation, but it probably ain't gonna be the last time that nobody's getting caught telling. So till next time, man, you know, it's your boy Sack the King. Sorry for the long video, man, but I hope if just one person can get a message out of anything I said, man, hey, then you know, it was all worth it, man. The damn near 20-minute video was worth it. But anyways, man, it's your boy Sack the King, man. Stay tuned to the next video because I'm not done with these rats tonight, man. Yeah, hit that subscribe button below, or you already know your mama's a hoe. Peace.